Hi everyone, it's Gansai. In this video we're going to be going over the first Immortal game. It is played between Anderssen and Kieseritzky, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And Anderssen is actually a very famous chess player. We don't hear his name that much these days, of course, that was a long time ago. But he was the second best chess player in his time, the first being Willhelm Steinitz. They actually played some long games, and after those games, Steinitz was the champion, and he is the first world champion because he beat Anderssen at his time. So in this game, Anderssen is playing as white, Kieseritzky is playing as black, and white starts with e4, black goes e5, and now we have King's Gambit. Black accepts it, bishop goes to c4. This is one of the lines that white plays. There's also knight f3, which is very popular. But Anderssen decides to go with bishop c4. This invites the queen to go to h4. King goes to h1, which is exactly what happened in the game. And now pawn goes to b5. It's a sacrifice from black, but by doing the sacrifice, they want to develop the pieces, and they want to get rid of the bishop from attacking f7, which is a very important square in the chessboard. These are the weakest pawns in the game. Kieseritzky should be really moving the knight to c6 to be able to develop the pieces, but instead he moved the knight to f6, attacking the pawn. Now white moves the knight to f3, and queen goes to h6. Right now, Anderssen decided to push the pawn to d3. d4 would be probably better to get control of the full center, even though it is giving up this pawn, and then we can try to do some maybe attacks. Knight goes to h5, knight goes to h4, queen goes to g5, knight f5. So we have some maneuvers with the knight. The knight is in a very good location right now, attacking all these squares. Of course, black can move this knight away with a simple g6 pawn, but the king, the black king, is going to be the issue in this position, and we'll see how white keeps attacking it. Now right now, Kieseritzky pushed the pawn to c6 to capture this bishop, and Anderssen should be moving the bishop back to a4. That is the best move. However, he decided to do a counterattack, which can be averted with knight f6. After knight goes to f6, black is doubling down on g4. It's a twofold attack, and they're also attacking the bishop at the same time. So Anderssen moves the rook to g1 to support that pawn, and Kieseritzky captures that bishop, and it is time to attack. So it's almost as if white can trap this queen over here, but we'll see if Anderssen is able to do that. Queen goes to g6, pawn goes to h5, queen goes to g5, and then Anderssen brings the queen to f3 to try to capture that pawn with the bishop, and then try to trap the queen. But Kieseritzky moves the knight back to g8, so now this diagonal is open, so he can save the queen. Anderssen captures that pawn, queen goes to f6, and after knight c3, white does have a significant advantage over black, and it is due to development of the pieces. Now if you look at all the minor pieces, they're in the back, not doing anything. Even though black did move them, they all went back. They also spend a lot of time with the queen moving back and forth, so they lost a lot of tempi. And now if we look at the white minor pieces, we have two knights, a bishop. They're all gone into the position. But of course white did sacrifice a bishop, so we'll see how if Anderssen can turn this into an advantage. So bishop is attacking this rook, and white does a counterattack with knight d5, queen goes to b2. So in this position, bishop d6 is actually not a very, it equalizes the game actually. If Anderssen captured this rook with the queen, then king can actually go to e2, queen can go to b2, and then eventually white will be able to like get the materials back, and then maybe we bring the queen to here to try to do a check from there. If king goes to d8, we can bring this queen to here, and after this white can try to like capture this rook. The position will equalize eventually, because still the king is going to be in a big disadvantage, but there's no immediate checkmate that white can do. Yeah, but Kieseritzky actually missed that opportunity, because when they capture this rook, they capture with tempo. Instead, he captured the rook on g1 with the bishop. But after this move, white actually has a very, very good plan. So he pushed the pawn to e5. Now Kieseritzky captures this rook, king goes to e2. But since Kieseritzky's bishop is no longer here, this white bishop on d6 is going to stay there. And black moves the knight to a6. This is also a blunder. Right now white has a checkmate in 3 moves. You can pause the video to try to find it, and I'll show it in a second. If you're able to find it, good job, excellent. If not, that's also totally fine. Now, the moves is going to start with knight g7. King goes to d8, which is the only square, and here is the famous move that makes this game an immortal game, a queen sacrifice. There's only one move. This is a forced move for black. They have to capture us with this knight, and after that the checkmate is going to be bishop e7. The reason why we call this the first immortal game is usually in immortal games there's so many sacrifices, and as you can see, white did sacrifice both of the rooks, sacrifice the queen. Black has all those pieces, but white actually won this game. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. More content is on the way. And if you have any suggestions, please drop a comment, and then I will try to do those things too. Bye everyone.